Crypto and eBay. One of the reasons I started selling on eBay originally, this more recent stretch that I've been selling on eBay for over 20 years, since 1999. But more recently, starting in about 2020, one of the reasons that I started selling on eBay, aside from the fact that we lost some clients during COVID and I needed to supplement some income, was that I got into crypto. If you follow this channel, you know that I post about eBay stuff and I post about crypto stuff, what I'm doing in the crypto space, what kind of money I'm making, as well as what I'm selling on eBay, tips and tricks for selling on eBay, and that sort of thing. So if you like that stuff, feel free to subscribe. But I wanted to talk real quick about selling on eBay in order to fund crypto. I know a lot of people out there still don't believe in crypto, they don't believe in Bitcoin or whatever. That's your opinion. That's totally fine. I believe that Bitcoin has the potential to become a global store of value, kind of like gold. It's not going to be a good system of payment because it's kind of slow, unless you use the Lightning Network and things like that. And I'm not worried about all these other altcoins and things like that. I do believe that Ethereum and things like Solana do have practical value, and there's actually a purpose for them. But in terms of a value storage, crypto, Bitcoin, I think is the standard and should be the standard. Now, that being said, when I first started selling on eBay to kind of supplement this income, my brothers and I found a ton of our old toys in our parents' attic. We knew they'd been there for years. We never bothered to go up there and go through them to see how much anything was worth and whatever. But when 2020 rolled around and my work kind of scaled back and I had some time, we went over there and we dug everything out. We knew there were a ton of basketball cards and baseball cards up there that were kind of booming in 2021. So we also wanted to see what we had up there. Majority of it was wax junk from, the 90s baseball and stuff like that. So I ended up selling all that for dirt cheap just to get it out of there. But there was some valuable stuff. We had some Pokemon cards. We had a base set Charizard Holo that my brother had that we sold for quite a bit of money. It wasn't in the greatest condition, so I never had it graded or anything, but it still sold for like $400. We got a bunch of Kobe rookies and stuff like that. So anyway, we took all the toys, we took all the cards, we brought them down, we went through them. I kind of looked things up and I started selling them on eBay. So as the stuff that sold for my brothers started to, as it started to sell on eBay, I bought Bitcoin every time we got a payout. And that was 4 years ago in 2020. And I just kept doing it. I did a couple big buys at the beginning when we sold like that Pokemon card, that Charizard, and some other things. So there was a big buy right at the beginning that was like $800 after this money had kind of started piling up. And me and my brothers talked and we're like, well, let's just put it all into Bitcoin since we don't need the money right now and we'll see what happens. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys or tell you guys, I'm not going to show you my cold storage just because I don't really want to share exactly how much is in there. But I did want to kind of give you guys an idea of what dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin can do over time. So an example of this is I bought that initial $800 worth of Bitcoin. It looks like we bought it on September 25th of 2020. I don't know exactly what Bitcoin was worth at that time. I didn't look that up. I'm just kind of looking at my cold storage here to kind of see what it's worth. But that initial buy of Bitcoin from the eBay sales is now worth, it was $829.18 when I bought it on September 25th of 2020. It is now worth $5,624. So funding crypto buys with eBay has been very lucrative for my brothers and I. It turned what was probably going to be a couple $1,000s worth of old toys and things like that in our parents' attic into quite a bit of money. The entire account now is up over almost $9,000. So we have that. So that initial one was like $800, is now worth $5. The right after that, I bought on the 30th of October of 2020, I bought $46 worth, and it's now worth $253. And then every time I sold items that belong to my brothers and I set the money aside, and every Friday I would buy at least $20 worth of Bitcoin if there was enough money in that kind of set aside account that was shared by my brothers and I. And it has ballooned up, and it is doing very well. We're pretty happy with it. We're just gonna kind of let it ride. But if you are looking for a way to supplement your crypto buying and you don't want to keep using money from your paycheck and stuff, I definitely suggest trying to sell things on eBay. It's not super hard. And you could just take things you have around your house that you don't need anymore, you don't use, old kids' toys, old garbage, old video games, old clothes, stuff like that. Just sell it. And then every time you get a payout or every week, just buy $20 worth of Bitcoin and set it aside. And you'll buy when it's up and you'll buy when it's low, but over time it'll even out, and you'll have a nice buy-in dollar amount that will hopefully take off in the future. So that's one of the ways that I get money in order to buy crypto. So I sell the stuff on eBay, and then I'll buy crypto with the profits. A lot of times these days, though, I'm just kind of dumping the eBay profits back into more stuff for eBay. Because if you do it enough and you sell enough and you get the right prices, the returns on eBay items can be more than what you see in crypto, and they can be faster. And they can compound. So just keep that in mind. And I wanted to just kind of mention that before I show you what sold on eBay over this weekend. So it is Monday, March 11th, 2024. We sold 6 items on eBay over the weekend, and we sold for a total of $319.65. So let's take a quick look at what sold. We got this Nintendo DS copy of Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia. Doesn't have a label at all. Obviously, I tested this, so I know that it's the Pokemon game. This sold for $24.50. We've got this copy of Flying Dragon for the Nintendo 64 with the messed up label. It's tested, works fine. This sold for $19.50. We've got a copy of Uncharted 3, one of my favorite game series of all times, on the PlayStation 3. That sold for $7.80. We've got a copy of Clock Tower 3 for the PS2. This is in great condition, just a couple little scuffs on the plastic, but it's complete. Barely any scratches on this thing. This came right out of my collection. A lot of times I'll list stuff from my collection for higher than market value, and if it sells, great. If not, no big deal. It's still sitting on my shelf. This sold for $90, so we'll get that shipped out. We sold this copy of Mario Sports Mix that is complete in box for the Wii. This guy sold for $38. And then, kind of why I was doing this video at the beginning part, I sold some old toys from my brothers and I. I sold this bag of Micro Machines from the 90s. I don't even know how many are in here, 100 plus of them. I just listed the whole bag for sale, and I had it up there for like 200. It's been up there for quite a while, so I took an offer on it today for $125. So we'll get that shipped out. If you don't know what Micro Machines are, they're these little cars and planes and stuff. This might be, I can't tell if this is an original one or a knockoff. This one's just been sitting on my desk, but they're just these little cars that were sold in the 90s and stuff with the really fast talking guy in the commercials. But we had a ton of them. I didn't want to go through and figure out if any of the individual ones were valuable, so hopefully whoever bought these can do that, and hopefully they make a nice addition to someone's collection, or they turn around and resell them. I don't really care. I'm getting 125 bucks out of it. That is going into the pool for my brothers and I's crypto fund, and from here on out, I'll have, what is that, like 5 weeks at least built up that I can buy $20 worth of Bitcoin at the end of every week, put those into the cold storage, and just leave it and see what happens. So like I said, I believe in Bitcoin in the long term. I buy and hold for most of it. I play around with some of the bots and stuff that you've seen in my Pionics videos, but for the most part, I hold stuff and it's offline in a safe and not touched. But yeah, a great way to fund crypto buying is to sell things on eBay. So if you're looking for more information on selling on eBay, crypto, Helium Mobile, Helium tokens and mining and that kind of thing, just make sure you subscribe. And I try to post videos at least every week. Sometimes it's 3 to 4 times a week, depending on if I have anything to say. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys next time, and hope everybody is doing well with their crypto.